This man escaped from the asylum. His family just wants him to be returned safely so he can get the help that he needs.
I'm on my own. There's no one else around. No one can feel threatened because there's no one who can see me here. And if I do this, I'm not pointing a gun at you right now. I'm not pointing a gun at you because you're not there. There's just a camera there. I'm here on my own.
These guys live in a tank at the bottom of the North Sea for several weeks at a time. They put on their dive suits and go into the water to work on oil infrastructure.
Many of these men will suffer headaches and extreme lethargy afterwards because of the reduction in numbers of red blood cells in their bodies.
It's hard to understand my dad because he talks in a duck language and I don't speak duck.
They can't taste anything when they're down there.
What's he doing about cooking?
Yeah, they can't taste anything.
Yeah. They put chilies in there, I think it down to omelettes, real spicy chilies. And they say, well, they can't taste them. But they want strong chilies. You still can't taste them.
This weight goes down first to stabilise the diving bell, to stop it moving sideways in a current. One slip, and these guys get to go diving too. One slip, and these guys get to go diving too.
If you're a diver, you need to know about delta P.
Delta P stands for differential pressure. Our discussion refers to situations where the pressures between two bodies of water are dramatically different. The body of water on the right wants to rush to the body of water on the left. It grabs you suddenly, and it doesn't let go until the pressure is equalized. When it's got you, it's got you. Enters the water behind the dam structure in order to clean the strainer of the dam's drain. When the drain is cleared, the tremendous force of rushing water through the drain grabs hold of Diver 1, sucks him partially inside and traps him. Diver 2 enters the water to help Diver 1 and becomes trapped also. Returns to the surface with both divers. They are dead. A scuba diver was repairing a pool bottom at a depth of 10 feet. He came close to the open pool drain and was drawn against it. His body made a perfect seal against the drain. No one knew he was trapped. He ran out of air and drowned. Two scuba divers entered a water tower to unclog a drain. Using a fire hose to blast away the silt and mud that was clogging the drain suddenly opened. A great suction immediately occurred. Visibility was 0. Diver 2 did not know that this had occurred. Diver 2 surfaced, thinking Diver 1 had already come up. 6 feet of water on a well re-entry project. He was using a drill string to hook a trash cap inside a 13-inch well casing. He reported when he saw the cap was hooked and began to leave. The drill string was pulled to the surface rapidly. Because the cap was nearly the size of the casing, a great suction developed. As the cap came free, the rushing water grabbed the diver and forced one leg into the hole, up to the pelvis.
So you finally say to yourself, all right, I'm not going to work underwater anymore. From now on, I'm working safely on dry land.
A new lift station was being built. Lift stations facilitate the flow of wastewater by moving it from a lower to a higher elevation. Groundwater was found at about 2.3 meters, making removal of water from the site, or what is known as dewatering, necessary. Then a caisson, made up of 3 ring-shaped sections, was driven into the soil. Worker 1 had been adjusting the pipes for the submersion pumps. Afterward, he saw that the water level had gone down to almost the bottom of the caisson. He took a step, his foot sank, and then he was pulled into the ground. Workers 2 and 3 saw the water in the caisson start to boil, and that the level of the water was rising quickly. They grabbed Worker 1's hands and arms. Worker 3 began to be pulled down. He released his hold on Worker 1, got out of the collapsing area, and then tried shoveling material away, but it kept collapsing into the hole. He then called 911 and went to shut down the pumps. Worker 4 arrived. Minutes later, the top of Worker 1's head was about a meter below the surface. A lifting strap was looped under Worker 1's arms and tied to the dewatering manifold. Completely immobile, he was stretched between the strap and the weight of the material pulling him down. Eventually, he was able to wiggle his feet out of his boots and was freed with the help of the other workers.
Let's take this moment to remind ourselves that animals are loving and animals deserve to be loved. Nature is beautiful. Sometimes an interview gets off to a strange start. The guest says something you weren't expecting, something which doesn't even make him look good.
So here we are, Unknown Empire. Dean, kick us off. Tell us who you are first. I know that we did some interviews a couple years ago, but we've not heard the new, improved, bearded Dean Arnold. Look at that massive church father beard. Wow. Does it tickle your toes? I mean, you literally look like, I don't know if do you look like Seraphim of Sarov or maybe even one of the Cappadocians?
Well, yeah, a lot of people like my family and non-Orthodox friends think that I wear this because I'm Orthodox, but the truth is I wear it because young people think I'm cool.
Okay, so you're just trying to, okay.
This is the honest truth. I was in Walmart yesterday, and I came out of the parking lot, and there was this African-American kind of group, family or something, and there was this younger African-American woman, and as I was walking by towards my car, she stopped and just looked at me, and I was like, you know, what's going on here? This looks like it could be some kind of weird situation. But I looked at her, and she looked at me, and she came up to me, and she says, "Can I feel it?" And so she came and she stroked my beard. And I actually get that a lot. People come up to me and say, "Thank you for the beard. I love the beard." So I wear it because it's cool, not because I'm spiritual.
So it's an evangelism tool? All right, I guess so.
I guess so.
All right, so let's see, you did. So Ethiopia.
Sergey Baklykov, possibly the world's most clueless man.
12th of December 2019, Sergey Baklykov now came to Yacht Club of St. Petersburg, which is right next to Lahta Center, the futures headquarters of Gazprom company. And this is exactly the place where enthusiasm of shipbuilders of the Yacht Club everybody goes counterclockwise. I think that I'm worse skater here. Dudes, well, that was a challenge. I just really need to skate more often. That not to look ridiculous. Probably I was the most ridiculous person there in all the freaking skating rink. It seems like the skates are feeling much better there than on my feet. But after all, it was at least a good exercise for my body, which is getting used to become chubby. For my body, which is getting used to become chubby. But one of my New Year's resolutions was to get back to a normal form, because, you know, like most of my life, I was pretty fit.